we also have another partner, a local partner here, who's been really, really important to the growth of our organization. We're proud to call partners the Feather River Land Trust. And if it's okay, I'd like to invite up Nils Linder to speak on behalf of Feather River Land Trust. Thanks for coming.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nils Linder. I'm the regional manager for the Feather River Land Trust. My region covers the North Fork Feather, which is a big watershed. I'm so glad to be here representing our organization. I've got some board members here today who are here. The founder, Paul Hardy, is here, and then a number of staff as well. So we are a private, not-for-profit organization founded in 2000 by residents of this area who cared about the area and who are concerned about the development patterns that were happening in our Intermountain valleys primarily. We're rooted here in the region. A lot of our staff live and grew up here. And at the same time, though, we are a nationally accredited organization. So we follow the standards and practices required to be good stewards of these long-term perpetual agreements, these conservation easements that we enter into with willing landowners. We also believe that the conservation and protection of human connection to land and water is very important. So we work with a number of local partners, schools, farmers, ranchers, and others to envision a watershed with healthy people, forests, waters, meadows, and wildlife. Together with a lot of our partners, we've conserved over 50,000 acres in the watershed since we started. And that number is going up, especially with this group here. So these processes are complicated, right? And there's a lot of stuff that has to happen for us to get from the vision to where we are today. And so just the overview here is they needed a relatively local organization to commit to holding that conservation easement. And based on our track record and the hard work of our founder and the work we had done at that time, which was over a decade ago, we were identified as a logical organization to hold that easement. So over the past decade, we've been honored to work directly with the consortium and other stakeholders to develop the terms of these easements that we will be holding for this property. But the Maidu Summit Consortium is actually going to own 4 other properties in the Almanor Basin that are donated from PG&E. So it's been a long process, and we're very excited. So we acknowledge that our relationship will require transparency, trust, communication, and partnership. And it's not all as easy work. It's challenging. There's lots of things that come up. There's lots of things that have to be worked out. But we are deeply committed to this, and we're deeply committed since we've been founded to working with the Maidu people. So we know we can do that. So as a co-easement holder of this property with the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, we'll be working in partnership with Maidu Summit to ensure that the terms of those easements are upheld. That's our job. That includes an annual monitoring visit. And fortunately for all of us, you couldn't ask for a better place to come do field work. So I'm looking forward to that. And we have quite a bit of accumulated knowledge from our management of the properties that we own. So we're looking forward to addressing issues such as invasive plant removal in the meadows. We're really good at removing barbed wire fence. We do that all the time. So there's some fence here. And even restoring some of the historic structures here. So we look forward to offering whatever we can to help the relationship. And I wanted to share a little personal piece about my history with the young man that has been referred to throughout the event. I was going to use his name, but I think I'm not going to. In the late 90s, he and I were both going to Humboldt State University, and I was studying environmental science, and he was a student of linguistics, and he had a really strong passion for archaeology. And we didn't spend a lot of time together, but I had a car, and he didn't. And it's about 6 hours from Humboldt to Plumas County. So commonly we'd coordinate and we'd travel together during holidays, back and forth. And I didn't really know him very well, but it was fascinating to spend time on Kirby Highway 299 in the storms, and just to hear his stories about the work he was doing, just the incredibly intense effort he was putting into trying to learn the language and trying to interact with his elders. And time was certainly of the essence. So he was working so hard, and he totally believed in his role of being a culture bearer. And so anyway, that was really my first interaction with this movement. And so it's really great for me to be here today. This is in the late 90s, right? So I'm getting pretty old, over 20 years ago. But anyway, so this young man, he he helped to envision an organization that truly represented the native people of this region. And tens of thousands of hours of work by hundreds of people have led to the creation of the Maidu Summit Consortium. And that, and the fact that we had Fish and Wildlife and Feather River Land Trust and all these things all had to come together for us to be here right at this moment right now. And it's my understanding that the deal actually closed Wednesday afternoon. So anyway, it's just such an honor to be here, and thank you for inviting myself, my organization, my colleagues to be here with you today.